agree?
Second to form into a kingdom in Korea after Goguryeo was Baekje, which rose in 18 BCE and lasted until 660 AD. Located south of the Herring River in present-day Seoul, Baekje developed into a centralized state.
Hey man, I'm rapper Phil, here to learn about Korea. Who founded the Beiji?
Baekje was founded by King Anjo, which is the son of the Goguryeo founder.
So what was the main goal?
Well, D2 was out with Goguryeo and Silla and hoped to take over the Korean peninsula, although later on Baekje threw a couple of fights against the two, allied with Japan. During the Battle of Hwangsan-bio, Baekje fought with Goguryeo and Silla over territorial claims. Losing to Silla, Baekje reunited with Goguryeo.
Hey, since I lost the battle, can you friends again?
Sure. You can play us again?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, sure.
All three, Baekje, Goguryeo, and Japan waged war against Silla, which enraged Silla, causing Silla, allied with the Tang dynasty, to send a stronger force to destroy Baekje. King Uja, currently ruling, ignored the threat, and without preparation or capital, Sabi was destroyed and the dynasty of Baekje fell. After the fall, some of the royal and noble families moved to Japan, while King Uja and his son fled to China. What was left of Baekje unified with the state of Silla, and thus expanded its area and government.
What was the main religious beliefs in Beijing?
Well, Baekje adopted Buddhism in 372 AD as royal creed, and the rulers of Baekje introduced Buddhism to both Korea and later on Japan after the fall of the dynasty. They also adopted Buddhist scriptures in Chinese translation and started keeping historical records in the 4th century. Following the rules and religion of Buddhism and Confucianism, the religion of Confucian, Baekje formed an effective government that grew in strength. Buddhism was spread by scholars such as Ah Zhang and Wang Yan, as well as the 1,000 Chinese character texts in Chinese literature, which was also spread to Japan. The culture of Baekje spread to Silla and Gaya, and the majority influenced the Susa's culture, which played a big role among the East Asian countries and overall Korea and Japanese culture.
So when did Beiji become an official kingdom?
Baekje became a full-fledged kingdom during the reign of King Goi. The people of Baekje were expected to pay taxes, as well as labor and comply to military obligations. Occasionally, prisoners of war would be taken in as slaves, though it wasn't common.
You don't really have the thin slave figure that I'm thinking. So how was the government set up? Is it like today's government?
Actually, no, it was different. Central government officials of Baekje were divided into 16 ranks, with the 6 members of the top rank forming a cabinet, the top official elected every 3 years. The 6 officials of the Sal rank consisted of political, administrative, and military commanders. The 5 officials of the Deok rank headed each field. Mundak, Mudak, Dragam, Jinmu, and Geku from the 12th through 16th ranks were military administrators. The Sal rank dressed in purple, Deok in red, the Mundak in blue, court clothing.
So,
well, the chief minister was chosen when the names of several candidates were placed under a rock, and then after a few days, the one of some strange, unidentified symbol was chosen. Oh, cool, it's me.
Nice. What about
Baekje hit its peak in the 4th century. It had combined all the Mahan states and most of the western peninsula of Korea into a centralized government.
So what about the art? Do they know what art was?
Well, sorry for my rambling. Actually, Baekje holds many values in art. It played a big role in spreading culture development, such as Chinese characters and making advanced pottery and burial rituals to Japan. They also created many musical instruments of their own, such as the drum, the jing, mandolin, flute, and the ji.
It's now for my last question. Trade.
Well, Baekje became the center of Northeast Asia's economy and trade due to its important role as a marine traffic route. With amazing shipbuilding capabilities, Baekje prospered from trade via sea. Contact and trade between China and Baekje increased during the rule of Maryang, the 25th king, and prospered until the fall in 660 AD, when Baekje was too stupid to leave Seoul alone.
Wait, one more question. Do they have swag?
Pardon me?
Was there any Korea swag?
I can't answer that for multiple reasons.
Bruh, answer the question.
I've got a place to go.
Wait, where you going? Come back, homie. Not everyone's good at answering those hard-hitting questions. So, where were we? Swag. Ah, yes. We are still using that code word for the Silla. Anyways, so lastly we have the third and final kingdom of Korea. The Silla ruled from 57 BC to 935 CE, becoming the longest surviving kingdom in Korea's history. They ruled at the same time as the Goryeo and Peichi kingdoms until, with the help of the Tang in 688 CE, they took over the surrounding kingdoms. Silla is said to be founded by King Baekhyus in 57 BCE.
The heads of the six chiefdoms, Yangtze, Goryeo, Jeju, Daesu, Gari, and Goya, gathered around to decide a king for the kingdom they created.
Who should be the next king of the kingdom? shall say it should be I.
No, I. What a beautiful and wise being.
And the boy became the king.
Looks like Humpty Dumpty's brother had quite the luck. This all took place in present-day Goryeo. If we look at our map, we can see that the Silla dynasty was located in the southern region of Korea. Silla's geography helped with their ability to exist while still being a very weak country. The Goryeo spent the majority of their time fighting off the Chinese, which were in the north, up here. The Peichi were preoccupied their time with the Japanese. So Silla was just sitting there like a small girl in the back of the classroom, taking notes, slowly scraping away at her classmates' flaws, until they were so weak and unaware that she could take over them with a few swift moves. Time to take a caller. Hello. So you were saying even though the Silla being closed off helped protect them receiving benefits. Oh, what was that? Oh, okay. Your question is, even though they're closed off, wouldn't that detract from the benefits of trade and communication? Okay. Got it. Let me answer that for you. Well, actually, being closed off helped create a more stable culture. Most of the failed or unsuccessful ideas were weeded out, and only the most productive culture was introduced to the Silla Kingdom. The location created an incubator for their culture and religion, Buddhism. We now bring you with a segment called My Journey.
Chris, I'm a Han warrior. So what am I supposed to talk about?
Just tell him about how you became one, and anything really.
Well, I wasn't born one or into class or anything like that. To become one, you had to go through both spiritual and physical training. We're aristocratic young men who live, train, and study together. Most people think that we are advanced in the military, but we are actually a pretty private group, and our focus is on the philosophical and religious endeavors of Buddhism. Said we had great respect and loyalty to our nations, so we fought alongside the Silla army and their conquests.
The Hwarang are one of the many examples of how the culture, being detached from the direct influence, helped with conquering of the surrounding kingdoms. However, these warriors were not enough to conquer the great armies of Goryeo and Peichi. So they looked one place they could. China. That's right, people. China. The Silla called upon the Tang dynasty to help them with the overthrowing of the Korogo and Peiqi. From the outside, it seemed as if the Tang were being supportive allies. But on the inside, it was a different story.
That's the final decision. Leave Silla to fight her own battles, in hopes that it will wear down the other kingdoms.
Wait. What if we do help the Silla? They still aren't strong enough to wear down the other kingdoms by themselves, but our army. Okay, here's what I propose. We become Silla's allies, so we'll get on the other side of the kingdoms. With Silla's position and our strength, there's no way that other kingdoms can beat us. And then we'll set up shop and where the other kingdoms previously held territory. And then we can slowly chip away at Silla, and they'll still trust us. And then we'll rule all of the kingdoms.
Great timing. I like that.
Don't be careful, you think. Run, boy. When the Silla became allies with the Tang, they experienced an increase of imported goods. Many expensive items are introduced into the Silla region, such as artwork and books that sparked Buddhism. In 1660, the Peking Kingdom succumbed to the joint forces of Silla and Tang. 8 years later, the Tang and Silla went on to conquer the Koroju Kingdom. Afterwards, the Tang started to set up shop in the newly gained territories of Koroju and Peiqi. But the Silla had other plans and broke yet another one of their treaties.
So you want Kuguro and I to help you push out the Tang after you just pushed us out with the Tang?
Well, when you put it like that, it was really the Tang's fault.
Okay, seems legit. We'll help you.
Cool.
With the help of the former Peiqing and Koroju people, Silla was able to expel the Tang from the southern region of Korea, but they are not able to regain full control of the northern region. The next 2 centuries in unified Silla were very prosperous. The kingdom had open trade with both China and Japan. Art, religion, and science all developed in this period of peacefulness and productiveness. Sadly, like most countries, their political system and government did not stretch to their full landmass. In other words, they couldn't keep their political pants on. In 1935 CE, the United Silla Kingdom became not so united, fell to the Goryeo, and that's our show. Have a nice day!